So we're trying here to separate our costs between variable and fixed elements using the high-low method. So if a cost is completely fixed, that cost never changes no matter how many you produce. If the cost is completely variable, well, when you increase your production by, for example, 5%, well then your cost should go up by exactly 5%. In this case, for example, we can see that our production, we've got two production possibilities. If we produce 10,000 goods at 50,000, so it goes from that up to 15,000, 60,000. So that means we produce our production is 50% more. We're producing 15,000 as opposed to 10. So that's 50% more production. But the cost only goes up by 10 grand compared to the 50, so that's 20%. So 50% production increase leads to only 10%, 20%, 10 grand over 50 is 20% increase in cost. So that means that this cost must be a mixed cost, which means there must be a variable and a fixed element. So how do we separate the two? Well, the first thing we do is we find the variable cost per unit, and we use this formula here. We look at the increase in cost divided by the increase in production. So our costs have gone up by 10 grand from 50 to 60 when our production went up by 5,000 units. So that means the cost per unit is €2 per unit. We're then going to put that into the second formula that we have down here to try and work out what our fixed costs are. So what we do is we choose either level of production. We've got two levels of production here. We can choose either one. So I'm just going to say, let's say at 10,000 units. Okay, we're going to use the numbers that were given at 10,000 units. So the total cost at 10,000 units is €50,000. So €50,000 equals. Now the variable cost is 2. We worked that out already. Multiplied by the quantity. The quantity is 10,000 units. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to add on to that fixed cost. So that means that when we do our maths, we'll end up at 50,000 equals 20,000 plus fixed costs. So 50,000, if we bring the 20,000 over the other side of the equal sign, it becomes a minus. So minus 20,000 equals fixed costs. So that's 30,000 fixed costs. Now, if we had tried doing that, just like in the exam, you don't need to do both, but I'm going to do it just at the other level of production just to prove it. So if we went at 15,000 units, we'd end up with 60,000 equals €2 multiplied by 15,000 units, okay, because that's at this level of production. Plus fixed costs. So you'd end up with 60 minus 30 equals fixed cost. Okay, so fixed cost again becomes equal 30,000. So that's just the proof. So now we've separated our costs into the fixed element and the variable element.